Hello everyone, welcome to the course on CCNA routing and switching. In my previous videos, I have discussed about what are the various certification paths offered by Cisco and how they are useful for your career. And also we have discussed about what is networking, what is network, what is the difference between them, and where do we use networks. Through this video, I am going to give an insight about what are the different types of networks that are available to us. The commonly heard names are your LAN, MAN and WAN when we talk about types of networks. And I hope you all know that LAN stands for local area network, MAN for your metropolitan area network, and WAN for your wide area network. So, but I'm not going to say what is LAN, MAN and WAN directly, but I wanted to say you on what basis we are trying to divide them into LAN, MAN and WAN, and then we also see what is internet and what is intranet. Especially the gamers might have heard about word intranet and internet. So on what basis do I say that a network belongs to a LAN or MAN or WAN, that is local area network or metropolitan area network or wide area network? So the parameter on which we are dividing the networks is geographical area. So the area covered by your network will determine whether it belongs to local area or metropolitan area or wide area networks. Apart from this, there are many other ways to divide your networks based on number of devices, types of devices you use to form the network, and also connectivity of your network. The most commonly accepted division is based on the geographical area network. Whenever a person is talking about the types of network, the common term on which he is differentiating is the geographical area. So then, based on geographical area, which networks can be considered as LAN? The common definition you might heard about the LAN is a LAN is a local area network which is confined to a building or an home or an office. But actually the LAN is any network that have a radius of less than 1 kilometer. Now for example, if I take a university which has expanded over the radius of greater than 1 kilometer, then I can't say it as a local area network because I am dividing them based on the geographical area. So when the university is confined to have the radius of less than 1 kilometer and is having its own network not connected to the internet, then you can say it as local area network. When your area exceeds greater than 1 kilometer and less than 100 kilometers, you consider it as metropolitan area networks. This is the area where all your internet service providers like your ACT, Airtel, BSNL will come into the picture. The networks of these ISPs cover the whole city whose radius is greater than 1 kilometer and less than 100 kilometers. So the ISP's network is considered as your metropolitan area network. If the network area is greater than 100 kilometer radius, now if I want to send a data from my computer to a device that is present over a distance of more than 100 kilometers, then I can blindly say that it belongs to wide area network. Internet is the best example of your wide area network. In shorter terms, I can say that your houses or laboratories which is having the radius of less than 1 kilometer, all the devices that are connected in them will form your LAN. Now multiple LANs in every part of your city will combinedly together form your metropolitan area networks. And WAN is a combination of again multiple MANs. Why do I take internet as an example of your wide area network? Internet covers each and every part of the globe, and it obviously covers a distance, like all the devices that are connected over the internet form the same network, and its range is greater than 100 kilometers. Based on these factors, I can say that internet is wide area network. Now let's see how two devices that are present in our houses lying side by side can be a part of metropolitan area network or wide area network, at the same time can be a LAN. The general setup in any of the houses is having a computer or your laptops. For now, let's assume it as a laptop, a wireless device. Are connected to your Wi-Fi modem. This modem is in turn connected to the router belonging to ISP, that is Internet Service Provider. The other end of this Internet Service Provider's router will be connected to the so-called internet, where ISPs from the same city and multiple cities connect together. ISP to your router at the house, either wired or wireless. So this is a general setup which we see in every house. So here, when I talk about the network that is belonging to my Wi-Fi router, neglecting where the ISP is connecting, this particular network is in the range less than 1 kilometer, and hence I can call it as local area network. Now the same ISP might have given the connection to the other houses or the offices, system A and B of your house 2. This forms your LAN 2, that is local area network 2, and here this is your LAN 3. Now when you are considering your ISP connection before the internet, just before the internet, and ignoring the point of this particular network has a connectivity from system A in the LAN 1 to the system A in the LAN 2, and this network has the control over all over the city. I can communicate towards any device that is present in the city with the help of my ISP, that is Internet Service Provider. Hence till the point where your ISP is connected to the internet, you can consider it as metropolitan area network. And at the point when you are connected to the internet, now you are capable of connecting to your ISP 2, which is, that means a system present in LAN 1 of your city can communicate with the system present in LAN 3, maybe of the same city or of the different city, with the help of internet. Now it is not only restricted to the city, your ISP 2 or the system A in the LAN 3 may belong to somewhere in US also. No matter what the distance is, still you are able to connect to them. Now the area occupied this entire network is greater than 100 kilometers, and hence I can call it as wide area network. So the connection from your computers to the Wi-Fi router will form your LAN 1. It's not always the same scenario. If your connections are expanding more than 1 kilometer, then you can blindly say that it belongs to metropolitan area network, and till the point of my ISP router I can consider it as a metropolitan area network. And once you are connecting with the internet, that means you are considered as a part of your wide area network. The protocols change from the areas. The protocols that are used in LAN may not be the same present in metropolitan area networks, and the same protocols may not be used in wide area networks even. So when the network size increases, the complexity of the network also increases. Hence, we need different protocols to handle at different levels. We are going to talk about the protocols in our next videos. So, do not worry of the protocols that are being used in LAN, MAN and WAN. So, there is no need to worry about the protocols that are being used in local area networks, metropolitan area networks and wide area networks. For now, you remember that LAN covers an area of less than 1 kilometer radius and MAN covers an area of less than 10 kilometers. For now, instead of worrying about the protocols, you just remember that LAN stands for local area network and it covers an area of less than 1 kilometer. If your devices connected in a LAN are at a distance of greater than 1 kilometer, please do not consider it as local area network when you are dividing it based on the geographical area. But when you are dividing it based on your number of devices connected or types of devices, you may assign them into the different categories. Whatever the network I have talked is all belonging to the wired networks. Even now, you have the wireless networks. So, the LAN which you are seeing here is connected with the help of wireless technologies. So, this you can't call as normal LAN, you need to call something as wireless LAN, wireless local area networks. Based on the connectivity, you can divide the networks into wired networks and wireless networks. CCNA routing and switching is focusing on the wired networks, not on the wireless networks. Hence, we can ignore the term wireless local area networks for now and focus on just LAN, that is local area network. Hope you all got a clear insight to what is local area network, metropolitan area network and wide area network. When it comes to types of networks, the commonly you heard terms other than your LAN, MAN and WAN is intranet and internet. Even when I am classifying with the networks, I have given the internet as an example of your wide area networks. Then what is intranet and what is internet? I can just simply say that the private internet can be considered as intranet. When I say the term private, it belongs to you alone itself, whereas internet is public. Now, for example, you have your Google server located in somewhere the location which we even don't know, but with the help of the internet, which is connecting our client PC, which may be of Windows or Linux or any other OS, we are connecting to the web server of your Google. So, when I am typing the google.com or google.co.in, my internet is taking me to the Google server and getting me the web page of the Google. So, now the Google server can be accessed by anyone, no matter who it is. It is open for everyone, that is public. Hence, internet is a public. Now, for example, the same Google server is not able to accessed by the clients, but it is accessed by the other people who are the employees. Who are the employees of your Google company? Then you consider it as an intranet, no matter what the distance is. Now, when I say internet, here the networks are divided into intranets and internet based on whether they are accessible by the private people or to the public. If I have a network which is accessed by only my office employees or my family members, then I call it as intranet. It can be family members or the university students, whoever it is. So, then I call it as intranet, no matter how far they are. Now, let us assume there are two branches for an organization, one branch which is present in India and the other branch which is present in Australia, and assume the computer A is representing the system connected to the network in India, and whereas the system B is present in the network of Australia. and I have a laser line or a direct connectivity from system A to system B, that is from the network A that is present in India to the system B, or the network B is present in Australia, and no other are accessing this particular line to send the data from here to here, that is India to Australia, then I can call it as still intranet, though the distance is greater than 100 kilometers, because here I am not considering the geographical area as my parameter to divide the network. And this particular line is purely laid by the company and it is dedicated for the company itself. Hence these kind of lines you call it as laser lines. No others will have the access to them. Only the company who is laying them or buying them will have the authority over that line. When I talk about internet, connecting system A to the internet here, and system B here, and the scenario is the same, my Indian office and the Australian office. Here I am connecting with the help of internet, that means where many other devices can still join and communicate, that is it's a shared medium of anyone can use that particular point. So the internets are the public lines, whereas laser lines are your intranets. Hope you got a clear insight about what is internet, intranet, LAN, MAN and WAN, and what is wireless networks. So hope this video might have given you a clear insight about what is local area network, metropolitan area network, wide area network, and even what is intranet and internet. Let's have a quick summary on what we have discussed till this point. Networks are divided into many categories. The first point I would like to remind you is networks are divided based on many parameters. The common parameter which all the people consider is based on the geographical area. Now based on the geographical area, wired networks are divided into LAN, MAN and WAN, that is local area networks, metropolitan area networks and wide area networks. LAN covers an area of less than 1 kilometer radius, MAN covers an area of greater than 1 kilometer and less than 100 kilometers. If your distance is greater than 100 kilometers, then you can say it as wide area network. The protocols used at each and every level or every network are different from each other based on the complexities of the network. The other way we can divide the networks is whether they are owned by some private organization or whether they are belonging to public. That's where the terms intranet and internet comes into the picture. Intranet is a network that is handled by the network administrators belonging to a particular organization. People belonging to the outside organizations or community do not have the access to this particular network, whereas internet is a public network. Any person can plug into the internet and access the resources of network like your routers and switches and servers even. Thank you for joining us. In our next video, we would be discussing about what are the various ways of effectively using your channels, that is the medium which transmits your data from one system to other system. That's where the terms baseband and broadband comes into the picture. So see you in the next video and let's see how the channels are used and what exactly mean by your broadband. Thanks for joining.